you have graduated university by 20 years old. By 23, you've already had your job and you're running a company or something. And then by 24, you're getting married. And then 25, you're having your first child. You feel me? Like, it made sense that like 1 year this, 3 years that.
The next year,
you feel me?
Because I'm 25 and I'm struggling with high blood pressure now. I'm struggling with diabetes. We don't have any of that in my family. It's not familiar. It's because of work.
Responsibility won't kill us.
It's work.
Got to this country. Nobody brought me here. I came by myself.
Me too.
However way I made my money to get here is not your business. But I got the education I needed to get myself here. Say it again.
Say it again.
Ecclesiastes.
On that note, I will leave you people here.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of COD, Chatter Over Drinks.
We're back again.
Where we're giving you, as usual, the best vibes and a new fresh topic to stimulate our minds. And with you bringing these fresh topics, as always, is the baddest V on the vibes, Pendo Safi, East African princess. And I'm being joined by my co-host, Mr. J to the A to the Y. How you doing, sir? Please take the stage.
Good. Hi guys. Don't mind me. Winter is winting me up.
Winter is winting.
I'm telling you, that shit got me under the weather, but I'm here, right? We have a beautiful topic for you guys today. But before we get into it, I'm gonna be reminding you of our sponsor, SFX. And guess what? We have a surprise for you guys. It's a powerful surprise. Do you want to tell them? Tell them.
I'm not even sure if I'm ready for
Tell them because it's your neighbor, you know?
Right? Let's just get to like...
My
I don't know why.
logo already said
You ratted us out.
We have the CEO and founder of SFX on set. Can you guess who it is, or like, are you sexist? Because like, it could be her. It could be her. Obviously, like we're in a woman's world, right? She looks like a CEO, but nah. It is. Please, sir, introduce yourself.
Chudume, Chief Executive Officer, not just founder, co-founder. So that's not just myself.
Of course.
So co-founder, I have two other amazing co-founders, but I'm the Chief Executive Officer, Martins, and I'm a genetics major. In case anybody is, inspired and wants to be a Chief Executive Officer too. So I started with genetics first, so you must be confused by now. Genetics and doing tech, financial services. Yeah, very confusing. But yeah, I'm very happy to be on the set of Chatter Over Drinks and amazing host here. So we're going to have a good time.
Thank you very much. Don't you say you're thanking us for being on the set that you sponsored. But okay. Thank you too. Thank you as well. I mean, no, it is enough because of you, we also got to invite our wonderful doctor, the very well-read, very sophisticated, apart from even being a doctor, former host of Deep
Very
Talks,
incumbent to
Thinkable
remind you
Thoughts,
of that.
multi-talented. Please, take it away. I'm sorry, I might have put a lot of pressure on you, but...
That was a lot. Spotlight.
Yes, sir.
If you guys thought CEO was the height.
Yes, ma'am.
She starts taller.
Please, by the way, it's doctor. It's doctor, please. Please.
Hi guys, my name is Valerie, former host of DTT. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome.
Amazing.
Thank him for bringing you here.
For bringing me here.
Okay, guys, so in case you were wondering why we had to specify that she was former host on DTT, remember, we are the production. I hope you remember. It's Jim Shanti Production, which was also what DTT was under. So Remember that's why we had to specify.
Jum Shanti Production has brought you all
Amazing
of
things,
this
man.
amazing entertainment. So thanks to Jum Shanti Productions. And also because of Jum Shanti Productions, we have like some colorful looking drinks over here. And I'm not sure who exactly is drinking what. Because that could be water or a lot of vodka. And I'm not sure as a doctor which is the healthiest version.
That's a lot of vodka.
So you will die.
You die.
Definitely.
If you take this much vodka, you die.
Okay, I think I know some people that have taken this much vodka and not died. That would beg to differ. But okay. So please tell us, what are you drinking
I'm
today?
drinking water. Yes.
That's the advice from the doctor. Drink water.
Yes, drink water. Mind your business.
Ooh,
Extra advice. Orange juice, guys.
Orange juice. Okay, nice. I've got myself some Fanta. This is not a promotion of Fanta, but Fanta.
And strawberry flavored tea. Yeah.
Nice. I told you guys the winter
It's
is
cold. It actually is
Winter is
cold.
wintering.
The winter is wintering,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, my wallet is not walleting. I cannot understand why.
Everybody's wallet.
What have I done to my cold?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like when
But
I
it
take
will wallet soon. This too will pass.
Amen. Manifest it for me.
I'm manifesting it for myself too.
Yeah, for all of us. Yes, we are going to be the richest people that has ever been seen on camera. Inshallah, guys. Inshallah. But on the topic of who will be the richest and whose wallet is going to be the walletiest, what's our topic today?
Guys, that's why we've been talking about money. Today, we'll be talking about money, business, and life. Money, business, and life is our topic for today. And yes, a lot of people have been, I know you have this in your heart. We have so much to say about it. Personally, the other day, I woke up and I was just thinking to myself, what am I going to do with my life? What's going on? Life is becoming too serious. You make money before you know what's up. It's going away, this and that and that. A lot of people, expectations up and down. And then my brother said something amazing to me. He said, most of these things are not really problems. They're just your responsibilities. And then it made me happier. It made me excited because then that's life, right? Then I listened to a few people who I actually enjoy listening to, like Elon Musk. And he was stating some things like feeling down. Sometimes he doesn't feel like staying around people. He was saying some things that indicated depression, but he specified this isn't depression really. It's just the reality of having a lot going on, and sometimes you just need more time to think. So it's part of why I love today's topic: money, business, and life. These three components, crazy, man. So we're talking about it today, and with us, you can see we have powerful people, CEO of SFX, and then we have a whole doctor on set today to talk about this with us. You know some things
It's
about
high time
it.
we start specifying the doctor.
No, now.
Okay, specify.
Okay, help us.
Okay, she's not a medicinal doctor, but you've got a
drinking
PhD.
water and advising you to drink water and mind your
Oh, I see. I see why she said it.
They might, of course. You guys might think she's working in medicine.
tell them.
But no. Sorry, it's just that
It's actually life advice. It's not medical.
Yeah, but it
If
still
you drink
works.
water and mind your business, life will be easier.
Yeah.
You see what I
No
told you?
lie.
Money, business, and life.
If you have problem in this life, drink water. If you're worried
Drink
about
water
something,
first.
drink water. Drink water first. Then you can think later on. You know?
Actually, that's something we were even told when we were kids. The moment you even just like have a headache, someone will ask you, did you drink water?
Yeah, you haven't drank enough water.
I just hope water will solve our money businesses. So right now, we're going to
As
start.
much as we wish it solves our money problems, water will not solve nothing
Them.
when it comes to money. So
You were saying you feel very happy when you felt very happy when you felt a sense of responsibility. I wish I could actually say the same. Imagine having a team of like almost 8 people, and you have to pay them monthly, right? Some of them you even have to send them weekly stipends, right? And let's say like revenues are not really revenuing. You know?
Today we're inventing words.
Revenues are not going away.
They're not revenuing.
for 1 second, I will tell you, I don't like responsibility. Like whenever revenue is not going well, I don't like responsibility. It's not like I don't take it with pride, but oh my God, the anxiety is deafening. Because I remember that this my team, just like you said, people should be able to feel happy at their job, you know, loving at their job. Maybe I'll start taking
in an ideal world.
I'll start taking your entrepreneurship advice because I get too many, high blood pressure and my blood pressure is off the charts once payday starts coming because I know they will just trickle into my DMs, boss. That's even the time you start calling me boss. So during the team is very fun and like nice. You're not even shouting for anybody because payday is coming. And when payday is coming, everybody's working twice. Like, boss, let us jump on a call. I don't want to jump on a call. Boss, I'm available now. I can review this. Everybody wants to review with you once payday is coming. Everybody wants to jump on call like 3 times in a day.
But when you feel pressured, when it's time for you to have these responsibilities, they also
feel their own level of pressure.
Yeah,
everyone
that's why they pressure me.
They are waiting on you to carry out their own responsibilities.
Oh my God.
Of course.
And the thing about leadership or like you said, entrepreneurship is like if you own a business, honestly, really, I'll tell you, Pendo, leaders really want to pay their workers maybe what they deserve, maybe at the back of their mind. Nobody wants to be a bad person.
No, there are some people that do. Please don't defend evil people, but carry on for the good ones.
Let's say they are just people who want to give people their due, right? But at the end of the day, like when you factor in the fact that you have your workers who are working. And then let's say you are a business who like you do multiple service, just like where your workplace right now.
Yes.
Right? So like if there's multiple service into the business, right? You have to understand that I have engineers, right? They are like 7. But engineers are just one side of the startup.
Yes.
I still have people in
There's
marketing.
also the other ones, of course.
Right? I still have partners who, for example, they are not disturbing me like my engineers, But every month, at the end of the month on the 29th, they are sending me a $200 bill for one service that they offered us the previous month. And I'll be so scared to open the email
because you just don't want to get into
it's like that.
And then when you start this thing, you remember that. Let me actually say where I feel like if you say like most like leaders they find themselves having to just manipulate their what pay they will give out to their workers, right? Because the first thing I'll say is in every company or wherever, payroll is actually not the highest, right? It's not the biggest expense. It will surprise you. Like in Eastern Mediterranean University, for example, payroll may not be the biggest expense.
Most definitely, it's never not.
Right? It's never the biggest expense. But then it's the one place that you can actually push things around. Because in other parts like marketing, right? Like Facebook doesn't give a fuck if you're not making revenues. The minimum for an ad spend is 150 TL.
And you have to
see exactly. You basically tell yourself, okay, I want to run this ad for 3 days. And you see by the time you run the ad for 3 days, you have already spent this amount of money. Now you can't beg Facebook, right? Yeah. You can't beg Facebook.
Of course.
You can't be nice to Facebook. You can't owe Facebook. You can't basically do anything. If your card doesn't work, Facebook doesn't give a fuck. They don't run your ad. Pardon my language, but they don't run your ad. So with bosses, they look at payroll as okay. We can manipulate payroll.
Yes.
We can.
But you can manipulate people. That's why it's easier to work with the payroll stuff.
It's not people. It's the offer they have.
Let's not say.
Of course. I'm sorry, but I just had to put it. No. I just had to try and put it into kind of more simple terms. That of course you cannot negotiate with Facebook because you're not dealing with Facebook as a person. It's not like you're talking to them like the way I'm talking to you.
Exactly.
But with your workers, you can just be like, oh no, this, and that. So it's like. We're kind of manipulating people rather than services and assets.
Increasing pay for foreign international students in TRNC, right? Who work in the TRNC and say increase the pay. The dollar is higher now. Inflation has messed things up, right?
The economy has been messed up globally.
Messed, right? Let's not say globally. I don't know why I don't like the word globally. I feel
Why?
like globally gives a lot of like countries that are not hardworking, they're not industrious.
Oh, it just validates.
Whoa.
North Cyprus.
Wait.
No, I was saying
Like which ones? Like which ones?
In the Turkish Republic of North Cyprus, TRNC people are not industrious. That's the first thing I
Shots
see.
fired.
They are not industrious.
Kind
They are
of.
not-
Okay, wait, please. For that moment, we need to take a small sip, please. Cheers for the.
They are-
Wait,
they are
I don't know
not
if I agree, but just
Okay, I'm going to do this anyways, just to create
Like-
context. Because I think we're beginning to borrow some of our ideas from before we got on. So definitely, I'm going to do this so we come back to context. Because where we're at now, I think we're relating business, money, and life, and that's actually where we're starting off from. So we're going to pass around time for us to like express what do you think is the relationship between money, business, and life. I'm starting with you, Dr. Valerie.
Relationship is fine. Valerie, whatever. I feel like money, business, and life are all intertwined. In my opinion, you cannot live a life that doesn't have money. How do you make money? You have to have a job. This falls under business, or you have to run a business. That's still business.
you have
course,
to.
a
Right?
job
You can be
is
an
actually-
So I
employee.
feel like with living life comfortably or just living life at all, you need money. How do you get this money? You need to have a business. You need to have a job. That's how I see it. That's how I see that one cannot actually go without the other. Because if you're jobless, chances are that life is going to be hard for you. If you're jobless. Or if you're jobless, you may have... Wait, life might not be hard because there are a lot of jobless people that are living the life.
You have
True, but they're being
essential
supported.
wealth.
That's actually true. You're being supported.
Yeah.
I actually just saved that the moment you said it and I put it somewhere because there's a whole room for it in this
Then
conversation.
again, for somebody's life to be funded, even if they are jobless,
There has to be somebody
There's
doing the
somebody
job
that's
somewhere.
working.
somebody's doing the job. Somebody is having a business that is running. So no matter how we look at it, three of them are together.
Correct. Nice. And
Okay.
then my co-host, of course, you have something to say about this.
I mean, I definitely agree with everything that was said, the relationship between money, business, and life. The only thing that I have to add on to that is like we need to remember that this is also in the scope of adulthood. You know, I remember when a lot of people, we were children, we had dreams and everything. For example, I remember when I was like, I don't know, when you're young, like in primary school or like O level. Right now, I'm close to my mid-20s, and I would have thought right now, apparently, according to my like diary when I was 8 years old, I was supposed to be married and expecting my first child. We always had that
How
dream.
did you
like,
write that?
No. Like let me tell you, it made sense with the math.
A girl's life,
It
a
made
baby
sense,
girl's
right?
life or a teenage girl's life. 100% of the time, they have imagined how
Exactly,
fun.
because at some point it definitely came
That's
up
cute.
with people bringing it up for us.
Very cute.
So like, exactly.
I
That's
don't
also,
have an idea.
that's also what I'm thinking
when I was
right now.
when I was like in maybe pre-teens or mid-teens, I had an idea of what my life was, and it was perfect.
That's exactly what
Guess
I'm talking
what?
about.
What?
It's not
It's
what
not like
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like 8-year-old
I get your
Kendall, when
point.
she wrote it, she
Yeah.
was like, okay, you have graduated university by 20 years old. By 23, you already had your job and you're running a company or something. And then by 24, you're getting married. And then 25, you're having your first child. You feel me? Like it made sense that like 1 year this, 3 years that.
The next year,
You
things just
feel me?
popping.
Oh, and then like the moment I even just the moment you turn 18, you feel like you're gonna discover something new. Like, oh no, now I'm an adult and everything. Yeah, I wanna go out. Has any one of you ever asked, like when you're young, you're like, oh no, I can't wait to grow up?
Yes.
People did mention that, right?
What is
Okay, now that we're grown up, how do we feel?
Life is life.
Life is lifing, right?
I know from
Life
the
is
way you're
living.
looking right now, I can see that you definitely need to tell me
Adulting.
what you.
We've lived so with the adulting and the money, business, and life, right? Adulting.
I should just say this first. I think when it comes to money, people should just be really giving something that offers them social security. That's safety net. Just talking about a job. No matter whatever, you can't really pay people what they really deserve, but it should be enough to offer them like a safety net, social safety.
What do you
And
consider safety?
like, let me explain. Like, this is very rough maths. But
2 points from you. Solid.
We're doing an analysis, right? Like yesterday, just myself and my team, just for fun, I was trying to like find out how much potentially to pay. So I was asking some questions like, cost of living and stuff, just doing basic analysis. And then I saw, I found an amount this amount is needed for somebody to be able to live like comfortable enough to a certain level. Just like, we're talking about Nigeria, right? We're saying the minimum wage in Nigeria is currently like 80K, right? Now with all the
Naira.
Yeah, 80,000 naira.
Sorry, but I'm not Nigerian, so can you please turn that into dollars for me?
I should just tell you,
$100.
It's a lie.
Way less.
Less than 100.
Like
how many dollars?
Yeah, $100 is 170. Right, so divide it by
somewhere
two.
around that.
Like 50.
It's less than 50.
Why are you
It's more close to
shocked?
45.
Calm down, easy
More
with the
close to
shock.
45.
No. Okay, I'm also trying to translate it into like Tanzania. Sorry. I'm not judging your country. Why do you feel like
I don't
I'm
feel like you're judging. I feel like you pity
You're
us.
tense.
So, but I mean, like I did
$50.
realistic cost of living.
Of course.
Realistic
Like
cost of
for
living.
the average person
Not even
type
just
shit.
average, like I mean realistic. Like one single person, you have just yourself in this world to worry
to sustain.
about.
Okay, yeah.
And we calculated like 300K. Right? I mean, I know myself. I'm very pragmatic. $300,000 naira is almost like
300,000 naira.
it's almost $200.
It's almost. I was saying this because of you.
It was almost $200.
Yeah.
That is what actually like when the conclusion hit me yesterday. I sat down and I said,
I'm sorry, it's not almost $100. It's a little bit above $110. Sorry.
But still, do you
Yeah,
see why I was
still
shocked?
Still somewhere. Like
You see why I was shocked, right?
I was just thinking in my head, like,
Yeah.
okay, now with the exchange rates at where it is now,
Yeah.
right? And me coming to the conclusion that people need almost 300K. It means that the numbers of Nigerians slipping into poverty right now is like it's mad.
I feel
like people are dropping
That's
into
why I
poverty.
was shocked when you said
Like,
$50. I'm like, yo, clearly you need more than
every
100.
day. And that's because, like I said, it all boils down to social safety and social security. Let me also say another thing, confidently. If you were being paid, let's say back home in Nigeria, like $500 as minimum wage, and you came abroad and you are being paid $400, I'm very sure that you will not work that job for $400.
No.
Do you know why? It's something that will just shock you guys, but it's very basic. It's just pride. A sense of pride. Let me explain. It's like the Chinese now, everyone sees the Chinese dominating now, and it's like, oh my god, the Chinese are doing great things in business and industry,
yes.
right? We're all shocked. He was even talking about Alibaba from the start, right? And the reason why China could get to this point is because they actually went through a period of where the pride and like any
They were
sense
ready to
of
do anything.
national happiness was torn out of them and thrown away. They didn't have any sense of pride.
That they felt like they really had to hustle and
Yeah. So now they know, like for example, like international students here, they are, like local employers here are aware that, you know what, you're not being paid anything worthwhile back home. That's the first one.
okay.
Yeah, you're not being
Comparison.
paid anything worthwhile back home. So don't even get shocked. Yes, you can't come in with pride and say, like I will say, I want to negotiate this amount of salary. You can't, because they know realistically back home, you don't know,
Quite true.
your likelihood of getting it is not possible. So what they are giving you here is a little bit better than what you will get back home. To them,
course.
they are giving you the sense of pride, which you don't have,
That you lacked.
that
Yeah.
you lack
That
when
you
you
lack.
come to the table.
from back home.
The most important thing is, like, when it comes to money, people should just be given an ability to have this social security. Have pride, because when you have a sense of pride, when you feel secure, just a little, even just a little, when you know that you're not going to get waxed by your healthcare bill. I'm saying this because I'm someone who gets very, very sick. Like, I get sick a lot of times, right? And my healthcare bill, I'm 25, right? And we were just talking about business and money now. And I will say this to everybody, drink water, maintain a good lifestyle, because I'm 25 and I'm struggling with high blood pressure now. I'm struggling with diabetes. We don't have any of that in my family. It's not familiar. It's because of work.
Responsibility won't kill us.
It's work.
The adulthood is adulting.
Work. And I'm just
see?
25, right? So,
Whoa.
so and that's because
That's intense.
I never had access to to even the amount of money that I would maintain, I'll give me a
That kind
certain
of-
quality of life.
True.
From back home
back-
or here? From back home, right?
Like,
It's
in
the
any
same.
sense.
Okay.
In any
Yeah,
sense. So
something.
I'm in general like trying
Yeah.
to create it for myself.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
see,
thing.
on that
Sometimes.
note, we're going to fall like right back on track because like I like the way he put it on that, and I posted there so you get the point. The guy says, right, like I had to create it, so you can see.
Create that
Most of us
sense of
have just
yourself.
explained our concept to how money, business, and life relates, but he just expressed how he relates to it.
basically have
Yeah.
Because right now he's a business person and he's telling you how he's dealing with money issues, and he's literally telling you how he had to do life. He created this for himself, which is going to actually just, I think I like where it is from you right now. It will help us pass on to the next bit of discussion.
Okay.
Yeah. But the part that I was thinking about and what you said was like, okay, you also mentioned that even though you're a CEO, you're struggling with all of these health issues because of the lack of access to the healthcare and all of that, and also just the quality of life in general that you're creating for yourself. So when you talk about, of course, when you're paying them, they have to be at least able to have the essential basics, right? So when the people are giving us the sense of pride that is more than back home, what about the essential basics that we cannot afford here? Because fine, you're paying me more than I would get back home, but the cost of living here is much higher.
Yeah.
Have you seen, like here, right now, for example, in the TRNC, of course, the money has been going up. That's why when I say globally, even though you don't like it, the cost of living has gone up. The economy has gotten worse in a lot of places on earth. For example, I can talk about my country, Tanzania. Constantly, even though I am working for myself right now, I do still depend on my parents. And when it's time for them to pay school fees, they've increased the school fees. I have to pay my residence permit. They've increased the residence permit. The groceries have increased. So obviously, my stipend has to increase. You feel me? My rent has increased. And it's like, so now that's why I even had to go and get my own job so that I can try and be like, hey man, I'm obviously now an adult and everything. I'm gonna try and take care of myself. You guys just sort out this other stuff. I'm gonna sort out, fine, the bills and the everything. But so when I go and when I compare how much I would be getting back home, obviously I need less back home because our economy is different. But here, I would obviously expect my employer to not compare the pride from back home, but think about when I leave your workplace and I go back home, will I be able to afford my electricity, or will I go and sleep on the street? Or am I affording food, you know?
This is actually sad to say, but it's the truth. Don't depend on your employer for the quality of life that you want.
Okay.
So where should I get money? Should I steal?
Now, please, can I?
Should I
I
steal?
need to steal
How
the
will I
mic
make
right
money?
now. I need to steal the mic right now. Here is. I'm so sorry, guys. The fact is, I want you to draw when you get home, and for you guys, do this practical. I do it a lot. Draw this chart. I'm going to use her example. So I, as a person, I have more needs. Okay, the economy changes, so my needs are more. I have to get more money from back home, which means some way, somehow, my employer has to consider this, right? I want you to draw the way, what causes your problem as a person, your needs as a person, and where your source comes from. Just draw like a chart or something, and then relate that exactly to politics and to business. Because in the country, the president is seated one place, just like you. The moment economy changed, most of the problem of the country hit him. And so he's going to look at Minister of Defense, he's going to look at Minister of this, Minister of that, and then find a way. Guys, look for a way to squeeze money. And then they will look at their own workers and just decide. I'm talking about money now. Look for a way to squeeze money. So just when they announce on TV, I'm doing a very simple thing for you guys now. When they announce on TV, we're increasing minimum wage. You are going to be excited, but what you don't know is for that increase came a lot of increase in your problems than you thought, because your light will somehow increase, your rents will somehow increase, the price for cutting your hair will increase. And so she asked me today when we came, why are taxes just increasing? And I said, because the system works. That's why it's increasing.
So the problem is the system itself. Should we blame the politics
this is
as well?
the answer, because after you've done what we just did is hypothesis analysis. So what we will now begin to do is find answers for each of these things. The answer I have derived, which I would like you to find your own answer, is 1. The life actually is designed in such a way. First, there is the reality of life that brings us back to the beginning of anything that has to do with trade and money and all that. If we go back to the very beginning, Stone Age, all we had to do, yes, I want us to do a mind travel now. If you go back to the reality of life, what you need to do is wake up, pluck mango, eat as much as you can, make food from vegetables around you. You don't have a problem. You and your family, you are eating, probably create a hot mud house that you can live in. But when the quality of life and the needs of human beings changed, people began to do, listen to this, people began to do things like, okay, I'll give you yam, I'll pay you if you make things like this, and trade began to increase, war happened, and then human needs became more,
of course,
a lot more, and then economy became a very complicated thing. So if you actually want to come back to reality, what happens is life demands from you that you somehow create a very sharp system that helps you survive.
This is perfect. This is perfect.
What I'm doing now is creating the relationship between.
It makes sense.
Life would always put you in a position, like I say again, you can't depend on your employer for the type of life, quality of life you want to live. If you want a great life, do you know why I say you can't depend? Like I said, life will always put you in a position where, at the end of the day, it all boils down to your decision making.
True, because you can always go back to Stone Age and eat apple and mango and the rest of them and be alright.
Quitting your employer is your decision. Sticking with that employer is
also your decision.
How will I say? Buying bath soaps that is currently at this inflation now is spending like 300 TL for one bath soap that will literally finish in like 2 weeks is all your decision. Deciding to order out is your decision. So at the end of the day, it's your decision. You're actually influencing the quality of life that you actually want, right? Yeah, there are other people who give you, who provide, like you said, money for you to be able to live that quality, that whatever life you want to live. But at the end of the day, it's really not their question.
Because they're not really thinking about
your boss is not crossing his leg and is like, oh, when she goes home, she's gonna on the water heater.
Exactly. He's not considering those things.
That's the thing. He's thinking about himself. The thing is, he's probably thinking about himself.
Not himself.
While we're over here thinking about hustle culture.
Beat by the inflation that we're talking about, right? It could be,
but in different ways. My employer probably has to manage just like, I don't know, he's got like maybe huge businesses. One thing, sorry, but no offense. For example, if I think about like my employer, he's got multiple people to do. It's not like he's doing like one big, huge, hard job. He's got multiple people to distribute that job to. And then those people that he's distributing that job to, us, are the ones that have to worry about hustle culture and finding multiple sources of income while he's probably sitting there somewhere. So what do we even think about that hustle culture? Like
multiple sources of income?
Why do you have, as you said, you have your degree in genetics, but then you haven't finished it and you went into tech. You had to go and diversify this thing because you said you have to go and afford the exact life that you want to create for yourself. So what could you advise for someone else to do that is also trying to come up with multiple sources of income?
As regarding hustle culture.
Like
the first thing I was going to tell
what else can I hustle for in this economy? What can we do?
Scrap it out of your mind. You actually need multiple sources of income. Go and write it down on a sheet of paper.
So you're validating hustle culture.
No,
you should hustle.
Hold on. See,
you validate
hustle culture.
I do as well.
When you say hustle culture, right? When I say multiple sources of income, I know you may be thinking maybe you're a dishwasher in one place and then the other place.
No, of course, not just that. We've got like influencers and starting businesses. People are making hair, people are making nails.
Do you know why multiple sources of income is good? It means that you are always going to be in a position where you can actually influence, like, back to quality, the quality of life you want. When you have multiple sources of income, you can be able to say, if this source is unavailable, or if there's something, not great with this source, there's also something for you to, like, fall back on.
Yeah.
You need two things. When you have a fallback, back to pride again. When you have a fallback, you have dignity at the end of the day. You have pride. When somebody brings a offer that does not sound very great to you, you don't accept it. Because you have multiple sources of income, you have fallbacks.
You have your pride.
You have your pride. You have your dignity.
You have your okay.
Like multiple sources of income is good. When I say hell, even the wealthiest people in the world, Mox. Come on, guys. Mox has multiple sources of income.
He's a hustler. That's the truth. He has a hustler attitude.
Boring. The boring company that does drilling on the ground. He has SpaceX. He has Tesla. He also still invests in startups. Do you guys even know that?
You've got to think about his multiple investments.
Like
you have to think about it.
Come on, he's literally one of the earliest founders, one of the earliest PayPal mafia. Like there's something called the PayPal mafia, and this is the original founders and workers, like early founding team of PayPal. Do you know every one of them today? Like they are all millionaires and billionaires that we all celebrate, right? Every tech almost majority of the tech companies that you know, Facebook, and they have invested in them. They all have multiple sources of income. PayPal's lead engineer, Chen, I can't remember his first name. Chen was PayPal's was he mobile or web developer? I was just a developer. Chen, right? Steve Chen, thank you. Now, Steve Chen was just a developer in PayPal. I'm not calling you guys Steve Chen. You may not know, but then I'll tell you what he created. YouTube. Yeah. Steve Chen founded YouTube. He was just a developer. Steve Chen is also one of the biggest investors in the world right now. He invests in startups. He wants to find the next.
Exactly. Multiple startups.
Like, do you know why? Because any of them could hit 1 billion.
He knows.
Any of them could be a unicorn.
They've done the hustle culture, so they know. When they see hustle culture, they know that this is a seed. It's like a seed coming up.
So multiple source of income in this world, you must have it.
I feel like the way life is going right now. Aside all this plenty analysis and this conversation we're having, nobody will survive with just one stream of income.
Of course.
Because this adulthood is killing us. I have 2 jobs. That's because I know the type of life I want for myself, and one job would not do it. If you want to be comfortable enough, you need to do multiple things. Now, for a lot of people, they will say, oh, I say multiple source of income, how do you do it? A lot of people have 2 jobs. A lot of people have one stable 9 to 5, and then they have businesses they run.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted when we say multiple source of income. Like, don't think we are telling you that you need a huge amount
2 for our job.
And then you need to invest. You don't have that money. You cannot invest what you don't have. You can start off by thinking of, what else can I do apart from this, my 9 to 5? Because to be honest, life right now and adulthood right now, 9 to 5 is not helping anybody.
It's not.
Fact.
It's true.
Fact.
Everybody who does a 9 to 5 will tell you that yes, I do a 9 to 5. I earn a certain amount of money as salary, but it's not enough. Because the moment you're earning this particular amount of money, let's say you earn it for like 1 year and everything seems good, all of a sudden, the economy is somewhere
it's going to
switch
up.
Anything
and
can
you
happen.
still have the same salary, and in most cases that same salary was just increased by 1.5 miserable percent.
I like how you said 1.5 means
yeah, because in most cases, let's be honest, a lot of employers will not just want to increase your salary.
True.
Of course.
There's a lot of planning that goes into increasing one salary, and then you have a company, he has a company, and he has teams, different teams. Imagine you're having to increase everybody's salary at the same time. You're giving
first getting used to the change.
20% increase on one person, or let's say the head of the team, and then you have 10 teams, and then you have to give 20% increase to 10 people before you now start thinking of the
minorities in the business.
In the team, he would suffer.
Definitely.
So what I am trying to say is your miserable 1.5% increase is sometimes the best they can do. So find something else.
In entrepreneurship, I'll tell you, there's something they say in entrepreneurship. They say always do things that do not scale. Yeah. When you first start a startup for the first time and you can't get investors to invest in your startup, you bootstrap.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do it without money. I did it 2 years. Bootstrapped SFX to processing over $500,000 US total transaction volume. We did it. Almost $1 million. right? You do it bootstrap, and you do things that don't scale. What do I mean by doing things that don't scale? You're a chief executive. One of our advisors will say, Martins, yeah, you guys want to launch an app. Great, amazing. But don't launch an app and sit down in your house and expect your users to start downloading your app from the sky. Right? Leave your house. You know those users that use your SFX OTC, that is your OTC channel on WhatsApp, who message you. Go to those people's home, interact with them, even tell them, show them how to use the product, even take them to where they will withdraw the money. Like, do things that do not scale. Those are, in some ways, like generating also another streamline of income, right? Let me just give a small example. There's this startup called Guitar Hero. I'm not sure you guys know about
I know Guitar Hero.
Oh my!
They have a game, don't they? We know Guitar Hero. I'm sorry. I know Guitar Hero. Wait, they're a startup.
Yes, they were a startup.
Oh, okay, no, of course. Almost every business started as a startup. But I thought you said they are a startup now, because like, how do we both know it is a startup? But yeah, Guitar Hero.
When you came to a company, like on this side of the world, they are the ones that are so hyped as companies. OpenAI is a startup. Yes. Sam Altman calls OpenAI and they are unicorn.
You're right.
How can a unicorn be a startup? Yeah. But a startup is not in the sense of the way it's not structured,
by how big it is.
Like they operate within it by doing things that don't scale. Now let me tell you how Guitar Hero did something that don't scale. When Guitar Hero first launched, right? They first launched as dance pad with dance pad.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
The thing
with dance pad, right?
You step and you play.
Good. Now they were marketing the dance pad to Before they even started the dance pad. So the dance pad was actually the pivot. Before they started the dance pad, it was just a dance game, right? They had seen like an Asian dance game, how one Asian dance game was very, very popular and viral
Some
in
inspiration.
China and all that stuff. And they were like, maybe America, there could be the market for it. Now, when they came in, there was no market for it technically. Nobody was dancing with a game in America with like their consoles and stuff. So Guitar Hero saw that there is a potential for this, right? And they also found out that like Americans want to be active, right? Generally, then they also want to be active. So what did Guitar Hero actually do? They needed money for their own app to develop an app, right? And they could not get investors because investors are like, your idea is crazy, right? Now the first thing they did was start importing dance pads from China. That was what they first did. They created a shop to import dance pads where people can also dance with those dancing game, right? So already the dancing game wasn't viral in America, but they were like, if we get these dance pads and this game together, it's gonna work. They first started with that. And then they even created a inventory line with the Chinese manufacturer. Started even collecting questions from their users like, how can we improve the dance pad? Oh, users are always complaining that the dance pads are not effective. They are not strong. Like, maybe after you dance one day, one strong dance like this, it will spoil. So they were giving feedback back to the Chinese manufacturer. Guitar Hero made $3 million from dance pad.
Before they even got to their actual concept.
Yes, before they got to the actual thing they wanted to sell.
Dang.
They made almost $3 million from dance pad.
Wow.
They bootstrapped dance pad for their app. And they said, the founder said he literally made all those money, and they were like, should we even still now like make the app and everything? Like
they could have just stopped there.
Yeah. They could have stopped there.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
but they kept
on
on
this
going.
note, do you see where the hustle culture comes in? Because if you were to think about hustle culture, because I know a lot of people contextualize things or opinionate them and then leave them at their opinion or context. But here's what hustle culture means. From everything they've said, you can now tell that hustle culture actually just entails you being somebody who is actively ready to work to get where you want to get to.
Yes.
Because I want to do Guitar Hero, but I can do this. They even put more work to their bootstrapping before they got to where they are going. And that's why I said That's why I had to bring us back to Stone Age. And your life literally is just your choice. Because what is business? Business is whatever you do that helps get money. This is simple explanation. Business is whatever you do that helps you get money. And money is what you need. It's like a tool that you need to survive, right? To meet your needs and afford your whatever you want to afford in life. And then you can see that if you really want your life to be functional, the way I see business, I feel like business is like a form of a person's development. Because if you find a person, I always say this, that when I see a financial person, I just see the person as a mature person. The person has grown. When you see a tree that bears fruit, that's what it means to be a person that is rich. When you are not bearing fruit yet, you are just like a tree. You are just there. You are existing. So I have this it's a tattoo idea I have, being alive versus living.
You need to be cut down for a tree and not feel bearing fruits.
Okay, no. I mean, yes, like one thing. Let's talk about
what hustle culture is.
Yeah, I mean,
for me,
it is that. I definitely agree, but that is also kind of the process of, developing as a human being, developing as a business. You obviously come from somewhere and you need some tools to get there, right? For example, the guy that started the thing with the dance pants, the Guitar Hero and all of that. Let's also talk about the things that go into that, right? Because it's not like it just came from nowhere. Of course, there is creativity, but there is a process to get to that, right?
Yeah.
There are also different situations that you can be. There are different privileges, even though, as you said, definitely it's a choice what we choose to do with our lives. But there are also some things that are in our lives that are not our choice. Because, for example, how we even all ended up here on this set in TRNC. Why did you come here to Cyprus? I came here to study university, right? Did you come here to study university too? University. There we go. How did we even get to university in Cyprus? Eventually, someone had to come and bring us here. We discovered it from somewhere. There was some kind of money that we put into it. So what about the other people that want to be inspired by this hustle culture, but they don't have the kind of privileges that we have? Because, for example, there's some people back home, as we're studying university here, it's like, oh no, we're definitely abroad, living some kind of abroad life. But now we're here also kind of like, we still need to do this and this and that. So what about the people, even if we are over here, the people that are starting from somewhere? Do we need the degree? Do we need education, So in terms of needing education and money that not everyone has access to, how would people navigate that kind of space? Like, I need education, I don't have money. I need money, I don't have education. You guys remember that debate we used to have in like school or something? Education or money? We need both, first. Right?
Do we need education? Is it everybody that needs education? First.
I think everybody needs education, at least to some extent.
Okay.
Whatever it is that you're doing, you need to be educated on it. Even if you will invent the education. Einstein discovered gravity and then he did not stop there. So
you don't mean the institution of school?
Of
that's what
course.
she's saying.
I feel like, is
Educational-
the institution of school important?
Okay,
Or can we just get education anyway?
I'd like
Yes,
to say
we can.
something here because, like, she made an amazing point. She said, "Is it the institution of school or education?" I think people quickly miss the point because there are so-called agenda pushers online that say things like, "School
na
is school na scam." That's the way Nigerians put it, and then others will say it's not important to go through school. Now, here's what I would like to remind people: when you think about this, please be clear. Are you talking about the educational system that we know right now? Because remember, every book you wrote was somebody's discovery that he just put down. Every single English textbook you wrote is what somebody put together for you to learn to be able to speak English language. So you are not necessarily okay. Let me put it this way: when you talk about for me. And if you look carefully, you would find that the educational system now is not necessary for every kind of, it's not applicable to what it means to be financially free or successful. Because school, what I mean is, as a medical doctor, when you go to school, they teach you to be a medical doctor, not how to make money as a medical doctor. They just teach you to be a medical doctor. They teach you to be a nurse, not how to make money as a nurse. Then they are teaching probably they teach the manager how to manage an institution, not necessarily how to be whatever he needs to be in the institution. So what I'm trying to say is there are different there's different levels of education that people need for different things. In fact, the mechanic going to learn how to repair a car from somebody, that's a form of education.
Yes.
So education is very important.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be educated to some point to make any form of progress.
Yeah.
So if we are to level it down to the way you are coming with the point, you're saying, how about the people that didn't have the opportunity, like for us
even
who are
access
even here,
the
to access these
education?
things? Then I'd answer that. My answer would be, everybody has an opportunity to get a certain level of education they need at the time to further their steps. So if you want to move forward, for instance, if you envision traveling outside your country to get education, what kind of education you should get at the time is the kind that will foster your movement from your country to another one to find the kind of education you need. That's why we earlier said, for those of us who agree, that a person's life is their choice. And whatever they want to do, they get to do. For some of us who got to this country, nobody brought me here. I came by myself.
Me too.
However way I made my money to get here is not your business. But I got the education I needed to get myself here. For some people, I know some of my friends. A friend of mine was telling me how his father died on him on this island. Just died and out of the picture. What I mean is, you know how me and you are working and you just ignore me. And you move away, and I'm now walking alone. You hang up on me.
Yeah, okay.
So I had to put it like that because his father was with him. I'm so sorry. I was making.
Literal.
So imagine his father brought him to the island. His father has been with him all the way, and then all of a sudden, the man, just life happens. The man dies, and then he's left here alone. Nobody to continue with him now. Guess what the guy did? He started looking for small jobs, and he was even the one that got me to do one of the jobs I did during summer, to work at Noah's Ark. And this guy has brought himself to the level of, I think he's in his finals now. When I listened to some of them talk, I was like, geez, my life has been a perfect one.
Easy.
It's been so cool.
Some of us have
With my struggle, I looked at these guys and I was like, God, I thank you for my life, because theirs felt like they were going through hell. And they were grateful for the one they had. So my answer to that point now, it would be, every person has access to the kind of education they need to at least make a move from where they are to the next one.
Okay.
And
I
you should
definitely
get
agree with
it.
that.
You should get it.
Get it. And those people who say school na scam, just know that they are saying it from a place of lack. They don't know that school is actually not a scam. Because school can be anything. School can be learning a trade. School can be learning something on the internet.
And these days, the internet is very easily accessible.
So you need to learn something, just like Jaya said. Learn something, like put yourself in that place where you have something to move forward. Don't just sit down and say, somebody did not go to school. Okay, I will not go to school. You suffer total hardship. Okay? So get something that you need at that point.
But to actually even get the points like more across to the viewers who are actually maybe watching this is man's biggest problem is not being disciplined enough to see outcomes through. That's the first problem. We're not very disciplined people. We're not really ready to see outcomes. Like I work with outcomes. Outcomes determine the amount of effort I put in something. And I discipline myself for a specific outcome that I want to see. I may be in the Turkish Republic of North Cyprus. I'm running a startup here in the TRNC, and you may feel, oh my God, he has a lot of opportunity. Now let me bust your head. Money Points was founded by two OAU graduates, Obafemi Awolowo University graduates. They never left. They never schooled abroad
at all.
They use the bad internet in Nigeria. That's
the bad network.
The bad network.
Everything.
And they managed to scale. Currently now, Money Points is now a unicorn, $1 billion. If you don't know what that means, so it's crazy. It's scary. You talk of Mark Zuckerberg, for example. Okay, let's say Mark didn't go to school. Crazy.
No, remember, he went, but he didn't finish.
Let's say
just specify.
The lot of
I'm about to finish.
School has come.
Yeah.
They use him
Exactly.
to say he did not go to school.
Exactly.
Now,
But he went.
Anybody who tells you that the person is not a very intelligent person, quote me because I'm an intelligent person, so I say quote me.
Okay. I mean, self-quoted intelligent person, but
they are not an intelligent people because Zuckerberg actually met one of his earliest investors on campus.
People don't know the actual story of Facebook.
Biggest investors who fucking sued his ass, the twins, the Manchester twins or whatever, that went to go and borrow money from their dad, big amount of money. Without that money, without that seed investments, Zuckerberg knew that Facebook would have, they would have bootstrapped their life. He would have gone to Stanford, begged Stanford students, and they would have told him, come on, get out, you Harvard boy. Was it Harvard or Yale he went to? One of them. He would have gone to beg Yale students. They would tell him, get out with your, because he was building Facebook. He wanted to connect these whole schools, right? That's what it was.
Campus,
So they would have told him, get out. Him being in Harvard gave him the first credibility. Yeah.
Do you feel?
At least,
yes.
Who would have listened to him?
Like if he was just a normal.
Do you think Elon Musk would have struggled to raise money if he didn't go to University of Pennsylvania? Let's all say, okay, let's all accept that he comes from wealth, right? That gives him a little connection to a certain level. Going to UPenn, meeting that his crazy physics professor that drove him mad and crazy every single time, every day. And then the network of people he meets in UPenn. You going to UPenn means that if there's a startup stuff that UPenn is organizing, maybe for companies, and Google is sponsoring it, you're going to see Harvard guys there, you're going to see Yale guys there, you're going to see MIT guys there. And it's
Well-read people.
that these people are going to also be founding their own companies tomorrow.
True.
Like this is and when I'm saying this, like, you may be scared and be like, this is the risk with entrepreneurship is like one man person. Now let me tell you also something. There's one man and entrepreneurship is not synonymous. They don't go together. Why do I say that? I just talked about PayPal before. Like, I talked about Steve Chen, right? Steve Chen was just an engineer, guys. He was just a follower. He was not a co-founder of PayPal. Steve Chen was not a co-founder of PayPal. He wasn't an entrepreneur in the setting of entrepreneurship in PayPal. But that he founded YouTube, wouldn't you call him an entrepreneur now?
Yes, of course.
He was just a follower. His basics for understanding for creating wealth came out from that association. But let's even go further. His ability to create wealth first started from going to Stanford. Yes, studying computer science in Stanford first, and then getting a job in PayPal as a follower, as an engineer second. So education is very important. If it doesn't give you the degree that will open doors for you, is to give you a form of the network,
Experience.
a form of the experience. And then you're gonna meet people who they have lived your story and they have gone through it. It's like this big wealth of knowledge where you are just thrown into, and then you have to actually pick what you will learn.
Yes,
that is how school is.
That's how school is.
Okay,
That's really how it is.
Here's like a contradiction I do have, because remember I was in support in the beginning, but then I like to create this clarity, because somebody like me at age 17, I already had a business that was making up to 7 figure. And is it 7 figure? They call it a 6 figure, because like what I mean by this is 1 million in my country.
Naira.
Yes.
And
Sorry,
if
I
I
have people
want
watching
you
from
to be
Tanzania.
clear,
Don't
what
speak
I
like
mean
that.
is, I was making 1 million naira. Now you would be thinking, what business was this? I was a hairstylist, a simple dreadlocks hairstylist.
That's actually
And
money, right?
here's what I'll tell you. My dad had told me, learn how to make dreadlocks, because every time I take your mom to make her hair, I see quite a number of people, and the boss there is not a graduate. But he always says this to me. He says, I believe that intelligent people have a way of succeeding in life. And then, after he had said this, remember, as a student at age, now I was 16. At age 16, I couldn't have been a graduate.
Of course.
So how was I able to make up to 1 million at 17? Because by the time I had done my birthday the next year, I was already doing the job very well. It is the mindset. And why am I putting this? How does this relate to the contradiction I'm trying to create with education? Education, the result of education is not necessarily the target. I think the 4 walls of a school, or the whole concept of education, is preparing somebody for what is generally known as financial confidence. Yep. What is financial confidence? Financial confidence is the ability, the confidence you have when you know you can make money, while financial freedom is the availability of money to spend. So financial confidence is the mindset that school helps you to create. Now, school, or the educational system, is a system that was developed to bring different kinds of profession and a line or train of activities that prepares you for it. And a system that does prepare a lot of people at the same time for different professions. Because these were the professions that worldwide people have projected as acceptable, does not mean the native person around does not know how to do what the medical doctor can do to get you well. Why am I creating this kind of context? Because I found out that before I graduated, I was making millions. So I could have given up on education if money was the target.
Well, you got education.
But I'm still on the journey of education. Why I'm creating this context is I want to sell my idea that states in the journey of looking, because if you look at people like Elon Musk or Zuckerberg, like we were discussing now, it is not education that's brought his idea. Everybody has an idea. But in the process of being educated, he was seeing footprints of what his idea could become. Now, what we are trying to tell you by reminding you that these people had such opportunities by where they were is just the simple theory that even entrepreneurs understand better in a way, is that opportunity is best served where opportunity is. That's the best way to put it. If you want to make dollars, if you can get to the US, you will easily make dollars. It doesn't mean any other place you are in, you can't make dollars. Where is the easiest place to make dollars? US. It's their currency, literally, their main currency. So it means if I was cleaning shoes, they'll just pay me in dollars. Rather than paying me in TL, then I convert to dollars, right? So I'm saying, if you want to pluck mangoes, go to a mango tree. If you need oranges, go to an orange tree. So if you wanted to become an engineer, and in your where you are at now, you don't have the education to get to Yale or any of these places we've mentioned, and all you have is probably a few mechanic stores around. Guy, get into a mechanic store, register, start learning. But your mindset now is not, I will die as a mechanic person. Just like I didn't stop at opening a store or a salon in Nigeria just because I was making money. I knew I could become something better. So much so that one of my dreams is creating an app where I have offices online and people don't have to go to places you build, because I can see that infrastructures will soon become too much and there'll be no space for people anymore. I can see it already happening. Soon offices will not be so available. Already online marketing is everywhere, which is what this guy saw as well. This guy from Amazon, that's what he saw. He already saw it and he was like, can't I bring all the marketing to one place, one medium? And he did it. So when I saw this, I thought about it to myself and I was like, isn't it possible to create workspaces online where people can actually shower and be online, prepare their offices, get people to enter their rooms, be trained from home. So a mechanic man can now have his store online where he doesn't do mechanic jobs. He's teaching people, enrolling people into schools, serving them with certificates when they graduate so they can further their lives from there. So what I'm saying is, this kind of mindset school don't give to you. You have it. Ideas are like seeds. They are like footprints that lead you to where you are supposed to be. The level to which, the places you can find such opportunities. For instance, I could have never met these people if I never came to Cyprus. So if you have these ideas, how far you want them to go, the places where you feel like they can nourish. You can't plant seed in a rocky place, right? So if you want it to flourish, get yourself to the place where you can go to places like Yale. If you spend 10 years preparing yourself to enter Yale just because of the people there, it's worth it. That's what we are trying to say.
Discipline.
It works.
Exactly, just like you said.
Most people actually don't actually hold this word discipline. When they hear discipline, they think it's raise your hand, kneel down, always fold your clothes, always spread your bread, always sweep. It's a lie. I went to a military school for 6 years. Secondary school.
Bro, you tried.
And I was I don't like Nigerian Navy. I went to Nigerian Navy, not in Abeokuta though, not all boys boarding. We had girls, so it was not bad.
I know what he's trying to say. If you go to military school in Nigeria, all boys, nah, you are not getting the person back.
Forget about your life, like
don't worry.
Damn.
But I'll say military school, I like it, and I will actually want to send my children to military school again. Do you know what? That word discipline, like, believe me, since this start of this year to now, it's one thing I have written. Like I may be hyperactive a little bit, so I write stuff on the wall when my thoughts are very about the world. Maybe a little.
Wow, but it's not a bad thing though.
I don't mind. Like most of the intelligent people in this world are erratic.
Exactly.
I agree.
So it's really not a bad thing.
They say when you meet a crazy wealthy person, they call them I can't remember the word.
A mad genius?
No. It's not erratic. There's a word. There's this very nice, flavorful English word. But you see a poor man, you call him a madman. Yeah.
Oh, like a rich person. Oh, wow. Eclectic.
I can't remember the word, but it's very, eccentric. Exactly. They will call a rich madman an eccentric. He's just eccentric. So basically, I'm just eccentric. I'm not.
But if he was poor, he would just be a madman.
Yeah, if he was poor, he'd be a madman. So anyway, in military school, they teach you discipline. Do you know why? The military is very focused on discipline. Why you actually know how to march a parade multiple times, you do it multiple times, you know how to fire a rifle, you know how to do all that things, because the military knows that continuous repetition of this, not just continuous, let's scrap continuous repetition. So discipline and continuous repetition are not the same. But discipline, the army likes it because it's actually the difference in winning on the battlefield and losing. That's the truth. When they are training, they train them to be disciplined. When a soldier comes and you see the soldier, his shirt is starched. You can, in my school then, there used to be this thing senior prefects do. We run our hand on the gator of your trouser. That's a line.
He has to cut you.
So he has to cut you. He has to be sharp enough to cut you. That's a military style. And imagine doing this for 6 years. If you see in my school, if you tell all the boys, NNS Ojo boys, take off your NNS Ojo uniform shirt, you are going to see clean white t-shirt, not a singlet, clean white t-shirts. Every one of them is very even likely that the sandals on their leg, like hair on my set, almost all of us wore the type of sandals. We didn't do it because we want to wear the type of sandals. We knew that this type of sandals would make your uniform look a certain type of way, and when you march, you look a certain type of way. Do you understand? Outcomes. The military hits discipline into your head because of one
certain
thing.
pattern,
routine. Outcomes. They know that if we train special forces train a certain type of way because they know if we train this type of way, when we go for a mission,
definitely be this.
Thank you. Our casualty level is going to be low. Like, do you understand? They think about this, and I see. I look at the military and I say, it's anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world, like any country can be dysfunctional, right? Look at the military. Order. No matter whatever is going on in that country. Yes. That's why they always feel the urge to want to commit a coup. Because they know they have been disciplined for outcomes. Simple.
Okay. I feel like that should also, even though definitely I agree, the order, the routine, the outcome,
scrap
it works.
Order routines, just when you put
the outcomes, the order and the routine are for the outcome.
Exactly.
You feel me? So I definitely agree with that. But let's not also overlook a bit of of course we want to push for the routine and discipline for the outcome, but let's not forget about a bit of the bad part, just a bit of the bad part of what the too much order and too much routine can do.
Of course.
Definitely the army is something to look up to. Exactly. We have to acknowledge that even though it's a very sharp sword, a very useful weapon, it's also a double-edged sword. As you're cutting someone, it can cut you back. You feel me? So as much as the army is over there helping people, and it's definitely useful for the country, there are also a bit of the bad parts. Not saying that the whole army is bad. There are always those few soldiers where it's like too much. Maybe they're not meant for it. That's why you always have to do aptitude tests and all of that.
I was locked in the guard room twice, right?
Exactly, and you cannot say that was good for you, right?
I was 14 when I was first locked in the guard room for the first time. 14, right? I was locked in the guard room. I was kept for almost 9 hours in the guard room. I was 14, and honestly, it's not a great experience, right? Let's say,
traumatic.
Of course, it's one of those experiences that I remember now and I'll be like, God, oh my God, I actually went through all this. Yes, the military sends you to hell and brings you back out. But what I'm just focusing is on the word discipline, right? When you think of outcomes, when you think of what you want for your life, where you want your life to be, how you want your life to be, the honest truth is, you have to be disciplined enough to see it come true. That's
of course. Truth. I agree with you. Yeah. But even though we're pushing for discipline, all I'm trying to say is that, like, of course, I agree with like discipline and everything. You want to send your kids to military school, and they should go. No. I'm just like, they should go to military school according to your logic and everything. But you still wouldn't want them to be locked in the guard room for 9 hours, right?
Of course.
Because that small part was unnecessary and it was traumatic. So it's just like that part. But of course, the rest of it, the discipline, the everything, perfect.
Took you through
but
life.
Yes, it took you through life. But that unnecessary part, that's also a bit of the unnecessary part of hustle culture. We need to remember that there should also be a balance. We go for the outcome and the everything, but also remember that too much, like as you say, too much work makes Jack a dull boy. You feel me? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So you need to balance your discipline with your, take care of yourself, take care of your health, but of course do not enjoy too much. And that's actually one thing that I want to agree with you that you said about like with this generation and how we're not discipline oriented. There's a lot of stuff right now, for example, even with social media and our lifestyle, the way we're encouraging ourselves. What do you think about this lifestyle that's like, there's this club culture and the, glam culture? A lot of stuff is for the gram and for instant gratification. A lot of people don't want to work towards the outcome, as you're talking about. You want to live in a bit of the temporary moment and the enjoyment.
When I grew up, for the first time was when I realized that my parents were right in saying everything has its own time. Jesus Christ, we used to think that they were mad people.
And everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Now that I'm an adult,
like
most of the things you said,
like,
they were right.
They were right.
Definitely. Oh, we agree.
Wrongly.
Yes.
Like, they were so right.
They were right.
Because they actually lived this. They actually got hit through life like this. Like what we are actually talking about now, they have actually seen it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like my dad would say, don't get carried away. Like when he was in uni, he's a very jovial man. I love that man. When he was in uni in Nigeria, my dad was chief of Kegaite Association. Right? Yeah, I don't. Nigerians who are watching this will know. My father was chef.
Thank you so much.
And this was 1980.
Look at your father being a chef.
It's a palm wine drinkers association, right?
I was one of them. That's what
They just
put a mental note. They went to school and joined a particular. I think that's what we will call now, maybe in this type of the world. Maybe that's what we'll call a frat.
You can.
Yeah, like
it's more like a sorority.
It's not like
kind of situation.
It's not formally a sorority.
So what they used to
it actually is formal.
It's formal. Okay.
So they sit down
because their language has almost different languages.
Play music, have fun. What they do, they call it gyration.
They just
okay, but that actually is such a good concept because I feel like it can also bring us to the concept of like, we also need connections in this life. Remember when you mentioned that? Almost every single person, every single successful person that you mentioned, you said that, oh yeah, Jack Ma knew somebody else. Zuckerberg knew, or even though the people they sued him, he still needed them and he met them in university. So you do need connection, and it's very important
and also,
to live with people, right?
You not to have fun. So let's.
But of course, don't focus too much on the connection.
That's actually what school education
balance.
Is. So it gives you like that 80. Let me just.
It gives you balance.
It gives you that 80%.
Because some of us, one of the reasons why we were so excited to enter uni was freedom.
Yeah.
Right? To discover.
You can do anything you want.
Don't lose focus. Don't lose focus.
To discover your own.
Of course.
So life was hard. Life is hard. Life is life in you guys. Life is hard.
Life is hard.
Well, quite honestly, I'd like to ask, because I hear life is hard a lot, and truly it makes me cringe in a way, respectfully speaking. But I honestly want to ask, what makes life hard?
Responsibilities.
Okay.
Even though we need them.
I think for a lot of
process.
people, I think for a lot of people, what makes life hard for them is different. For me, life is hard for me because I don't have a lot of responsibilities. As a matter of fact, if anything is up today, I will go home and I'll cry to my parents and I'll be fine. So it's not like I have a lot of responsibility. But for me, responsibility springs from me not wanting to not have more. I don't want to lack. I don't want to not have more. I don't want to have to remain in one place. That's, for me, is the type of responsibility that makes my life hard. So I have to do 2 jobs. I have to constantly work. I have to do stuff to make sure I am comfortable enough to see that responsibility doesn't kill me. Sometimes the responsibility for me is like the thought of, what if? What if something just stopped today now? Where will you be? That alone makes life hard for me. So for most people, life can just be hard. Like for him, life can be hard for him in this case because he has a whole team that he has to pay salary to. I don't have that. I don't have a husband. I don't have children. I don't have the basic type of responsibility a lot of people will talk about. But I have responsibility of the anxiety that comes from if anything sucks today, Valerie. First of all, you are not in your own country. Something feels so. That alone is my type of responsibility. So I have to make sure that thought doesn't happen for me, and that stresses me out. So life is hard for me like that. So
literally, what I'm trying to get you to see, because this is something I do because I like psychology and I do like philosophy a lot. And if you notice, a lot of people in their constant or consistent reliving of this ideology of responsibility, they begin to create the context or theory that life is hard. When, quite genuinely, life isn't hard. It's like, have you seen a person trying to calculate when they do not have an idea of the formula to use?
Yeah.
Have you seen how frustrated they get?
Yeah.
Now, have you also been in a classroom where the mathematician in the room is telling you, this thing is actually very simple.
Easy.
Just put the...
And
before he will just do it. And have you ever noticed that those things you skipped school for, you remember your math teacher acting like he was a genius, and now you're just remembering, and you're like, I wish I can bring that uncle and knock him. Actually, life is not hard. I think what we do get into is the reality that comes with the life. When you are young, we are born unprepared. You are born empty.
Yeah.
Imagine being born as a baby, you are just there. There's nothing in you.
You don't know.
Except for you are just a whole load of potentiality being put in an organic mix-up that is actually programmed to grow. And the more a person grows, you find that there's this concept I have to life. It's personal for me, but I think it's one of the reasons I love the scripture, because every person, I believe, is born to be a solution to an aspect of life's problem. Yeah. To the extent that I have this written in my book, where I have this written that your idea is a part of creation that God wants you to be responsible to add to life, to the earth, to the universe. That a person ever thought about building a car, the person just solved a lot of transportation problem. A person thought about building cameras, they just solved a lot of... Do you know what media actually stands for? Mediator. Between you, all few of us here, and the thousands of people that could see what we are doing. Media actually stands for mediator. So people think about problems. Did you see how you said my responsibilities depends?
Yeah.
For me, what keeps me up every day is not the fact that I need to eat. Because like I said, I can go back to Stone Age, pluck mandolin, go and pluck one or two things and eat. I can walk up to my neighbor's house, I can see my friends and grow old, not get married, don't have children, don't stress anybody, live and die. Or I can live and actually think about the fact that I want a house one day. I want a house, not just because I want a house. I'm going to put a woman there with children. I want to build free homes for people. I want to get people out of poverty. These kind of things keep me up at night. This is the difference between the person who's thinking life is hard and the person who sees life as just another game that he hasn't figured out how to win.
So life's different for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I think the difference is their understanding to what life is. Yeah. Because if you simplify life, if you actually sat down for hours, leave every other person's concept, bring life back to the day you were born, you will find out there was no problem. Do you know why? Yeah. When you were 5 years old, did you have a problem? Your only problem would be, I want this.
Don't say you had a problem now.
No,
5 years old.
I was not going to say that I have a problem. I was going to say that, of course, I felt like I didn't have a problem. But that's because there was somebody else taking care of them for me. My parents who were there for me, you know? And the thing is, with life, as you said, everyone has a different experience. People have different experiences. There are some people, as I said, at that time, it wasn't my problem. It was my parents' problem. Yeah. Maybe there's some people that it wasn't their parents' problem. So we can think of the scope, different things are happening in life. These are all different parts of life. And even though we believe hustle culture, everything, of course, I still focus and I still believe that the main point that we all have right now is that once you have one idea, whatever opportunity you have around you is something that you can definitely use. Whether it's people around you, even if you're in a stuck situation, whatever you can make of yourself, you can do it. Literally, right? All you have to do, believe in yourself and look at the tools that you have available, and you need to have the discipline to focus on getting out. Yeah, so money, business, and life can be solved like this, right?
Yeah, it can be solved.
Yes, it can be solved.
But it might just take longer for some people to
solve. It might take longer, but we can still do it. Doesn't make, but we can still do it. We have to tell the people that it's definitely doable and we can do it because you've done it, right?
Yes.
Or you're still doing it.
You're
You're still doing it, but the younger you did it,
But please
and the
take care
younger
of
you
yourself.
did
Take care of
it.
yourself.
But also, of course, take care of yourself and
Last, whether you're
focus.
doing business, life, or you're doing money,
Right?
take care.
Or you're doing all of them together, which is what adulthood is.
Don't let the money take control of your life.
Yeah.
The outcomes that you want for your life. Don't also let business. I would say this. Anybody's wondering like, why did you have to work so hard that you ended up with diabetes and high blood pressure? I would say
For the
there
future.
are multiple factors to it, but I would say one is, like you said, I want to step out of poverty, and not just step out of poverty, step out of it and not experience it again, right?
Amen.
I come from a family where my parents had seen wealth like the highest. They had been in Europe at the time that most people hadn't.
Do you want to give that to your kids as well?
And yeah, I want to give them better than that. But
Right.
my parents also experienced like the so-called life difficulties and send them to a place where they couldn't come out from, right? It was so hard. And the world is never easy to people who were rich before and then became poor. Like, that's a fact.
Life hits them.
Life hits you.
Because that can happen as well. It's not
Yeah,
just
it
an uphill climb. You can also go back down.
It does happen. And I would just say, no matter whatever is happening, like, make sure you take care of yourself. It hurts my dad today that it doesn't make him happy. It's not a thing of happiness that
Of course,
his son is having to do all this. Even though he sees me on the news tomorrow and I make the Forbes list, he's not happy.
None of us want to see the future generation suffer.
Exactly.
The same way that our parents did not want us to suffer.
Take care of yourself.
We also do not want the kids to suffer. You know, like how, for example, with like Norway, they have a fund that continues to source, like Norway's national fund is not just thinking about like, what are we going to do with the money this year or for the next 5 years? They're thinking, what is our generation going to do?
Yes.
And the kids and the grandchildren, they have enough reserves to support until maybe 2150 something, 3 generations from now. You feel me? So I feel like, of course, no matter what situation we're in, we always have to focus, even if you don't want to have kids or you don't want to have whatever, just know you're not going to be the last human being to exist on earth.
Take care of yourself. You are really
Take care of yourself.
You are your own idea.
So, because there are other people around you, and we're all
Use him as
here.
an example. Take care of yourself.
You are your own
Oh,
idea. Use me as an example.
Please.
You are honestly your own idea.
Please, you need to get. Do you have diabetes medication or the blood sugar?
I take metformin.
Okay. I mean, of course, the business is supporting you. SFX founder. Of course, you can afford it. You
He has
can afford
money to
it.
live his life.
It's got money.
Not yet. Until I raise my pre-seed. Not yet.
Okay.
Even up to there, they said we should be earning minimum wage in the TRS, even though we get the
You
pre-seed.
people that are enemy.
Some of us are getting below minimum wage, and you guys are telling me not to complain. Okay. I will not complain.
I was about to say that.
Find another job.
Negotiating with
Find
investors, they were
another
like,
source of
you guys will have to pay
Please,
minimum
Mr.
wage.
SFX, I can do
Another
multiple
source
things.
of
Hire me there
income.
instead.
But we are paying minimum wage.
You
in
can be
SFX.
more.
Okay, at least it's minimum wage. I said I'm getting below minimum wage. So please, I would rather work for you, but then I'm getting exactly minimum wage, right?
Frankly, I'd wrap up with this, guys. Don't forget, wherever you are at and you're living your life, wherever level you're at, you are not measuring your life with anybody's step. You are existing as yourself. You are living your life by yourself. Your life is your first business.
Yes.
Improving your life is your next business. And whatever system of wealth you create for your life is also your business. So your life first, reorganize it. Your life first, then your business, money
Then
can
you
come.
make the money from
That's
the
the
business.
truth. Because it's only a healthy person that will make money. Sell your soul, you die soon. Sell a part of your body, you die soon.
And
That's just how it is.
At the end of the day, make sure you die happy. Whatever it is, if you're to drop right now. Okay, what do you mean? All of us are going to die. Are you a vampire? Speaking of this
guys.
light, guys, I feel like we should just go and make this light as hell. On the light of dying happy, before we don't die, right? Before we die, at least let's be happy. At least let's be
problems.
Okay, in the light of being happy, we're about to do something that's gonna make all of us very happy and entertained, hopefully, right?
Sharing money.
Okay. Game first.
If you win, we can give you money.
That's where we're
okay? I'll give you from my own pocket. So if you win the game frenzy, you will win. So it's time for
Game Frenzy, guys. My favorite part.
Let's get into the entertainment. So we've got some tricky riddles, but I trust you. You've got like what, 2 degrees, right? Dr. Valerie can obviously solve this in her sleep.
No way. Disclaimer. I don't really know book like so. Go on.
Oh, suddenly you switched from eloquent English to some pidgin. You were not speaking like this the whole episode. You were dropping words like, I don't even remember the words because I obviously.
So let's go on.
Okay, fine. I will start us off with our first riddle. Actually, my riddle kind of sounds like a poem, so I really like it. By the way, my co-host also doesn't know this, so this is literally for all of us.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, there's no cheating, it's just me. So, I travel without moving, from past to future glide. In every moment within me, secrets hide. Life's journey in my hands is cleverly spun. What am I until the end of me? I'm never done.
Organa poem now. This thing na poem they read so.
Yes, but I know you guys know how to dissect that word. Oh, we found the smartest person.
No.
We found it.
No, like.
But you're right though.
You said like I keep
I was going to
secrets.
say,
That was the one.
Exactly. No, explain to them.
When you said I keep secrets, I was like, okay.
I don't know how we are.
No.
It's time.
You know,
I was going to say light.
light.
Seriously, I was going to say light.
Lights.
Light. I
don't
travel
know. She
without
said
moving.
travel.
Does it light move?
She said travel.
Yeah, but I said without
Light travels.
Without moving.
Yes.
Okay, no.
Light moves at the
moves.
speed of 8 meters per second.
No,
Light
moves.
moves, definitely.
Blah blah blah. Raised to the power of blah blah blah.
Raised to the power of what? It is 7 point.
actually moves.
Oh yeah, sorry, not 8. It is 6.8. Okay. So you see how smart he is. He knew.
No, I didn't say that.
No, you're even explaining the light. Tell her why light
But
is
lights,
wrong.
lights could be the lights could have been the
swear.
answer. But lights doesn't.
That's
keep
actually
secrets.
thing that was in my head. But then she got to the last part and nah.
Yeah. I see what I'm doing. So let's see. Maybe you can solve this next one. Jael, give us, or maybe I can solve it.
I'll just choose this one.
Oh man, this one way you don't. This one way you.
The more you take, the more you leave behind.
The more
what
you-
am I?
The more you take, the more you leave behind. Waiting be that.
The more you take, the more you leave behind.
Can you take something and then still?
I swear. No, let me tell you. When we discover the answer to this, it's probably gonna. That's the part I love about riddles. It's probably
The
gonna
more
be so
you
obvious.
take, the more
you leave behind.
I think memory.
That's
No.
oddly
But-
very close
It's
to
very oddly-
I just thought about it now.
It's like it's right.
Wait, you remember when you said a mad genius is eccentric? That was a very eccentric thought of it because he thought so far. Memory. Okay.
After the show, I'll think about the answer, but then are we giving up? So I'll tell you what it is.
No. Like,
Oh, I'm actually thinking about
damn,
this.
the more
I'm
you
deep in
give-
it.
You guys have 5 seconds.
it's crazy.
You want to give us a time?
Experience.
4.
Take experience, you need
I
more
don't know. I'm
experience.
just guessing. I'm just guessing now. Before the time is over, I'm just guessing stuff.
No, actually, yeah.
I'm screwed with my brain.
No, I feel like it's something physical.
If I didn't have this paper, I would have just.
Wait, no. Okay. Wait. Before you tell us the answer, tell us. Before you read this riddle,
Did you know this
if for example he was to mention the riddle to you, would you have been able to solve it? Would you have thought of that before?
I won't lie.
Yeah, so it's hard.
So all of us.
Okay.
It's actually full
Okay,
steps.
tell us the answer. Tell us the answer.
You can say
Steps. Makes sense.
it's a lie.
No, you take a step, you leave more.
Why you saying that?
What is so
I'm telling you, when I saw the answer, I was like, what the heck?
Is that? Oh
No,
shit!
it makes sense now.
Oh my
I
god!
saw plenty steps, neighbor.
Oh man!
Makes sense now. But then
Okay.
who cooked this?
Okay,
Whoever wrote
okay.
this thing get brain problem. It didn't
Actually,
know
you
I
know
feel
the person who
person's
cooked
known
this.
it because what's this?
It's like Doom Shanty
Yes, now, what
Productions.
could you have been
They are
thinking?
the
Give me
riddles.
headache now.
Doom Shanty Productions, bro. Ish. Okay, I've got the next riddle for us. This one's also nice, but I don't know if this one could be easy, but try and figure it out.
Footstep, no reason meeting.
We'll never forget it. The footsteps has left a footstep in our brain. Okay. What has a neck but no head and wears a cap but no face?
Let's go.
What do you mean it's cap? Which one?
Cap, right? It's cap. It has to be cap.
What has a neck? I'm not capping, no. I'm not capping.
My
No,
phone say no face. Let's go.
it's
You
cap,
know they're possible.
bruh.
Okay, again.
What has a neck but no head and wears a cap but no face?
There's
Now
something
what
I'm thinking
about
about horror.
Huh?
Now what about you?
Your brain.
Okay, you're close, but okay. Well, accept it because it's a bottle. Not water bottle.
Hey, now,
a bottle.
Okay.
Nah,
The,
talk
the
about
neck of a bottle, no head, wears a cap but no face.
So it's a
You get
bottle.
bottle neck. Yes, you're
Oh, now
right.
what about
You're
now?
right.
I
You're
thought
right.
I'm-
You're right. Oh, also, by the way, no, he did not know the question before. Remember, I mentioned these
Honestly,
were
I didn't
different.
know.
But no, I know.
And I promise you that was a random guess.
Right?
The reason I thought
I
about
said
it.
brain, bro. But then I can't see now.
Your brain get neck,
My brain
and your brain they get neck. Wait. No, I remember I said you were the smartest person here, but I think I made it to the motive number
You guys should not judge intelligence based on readings.
She's imagining like a brain with a cap and a neck.
I beg. I just thought of this.
You know, say the skull actually looks like cap.
Then you now said,
Yeah. I
Depends
don't
on how
want
you
to
think
too
about
much.
it. The skull
Yeah.
actually looks like a cap if you
But the skull
cut it
is all
around
around.
properly and you
But the
know.
skull is.
It doesn't have neck
Okay,
now.
give us the last riddle. Give us.
I actually have a neck. A man is pushing his car along,
Try.
and when he comes to a hotel, he shouts, "I'm bankrupt." Why?
What does he want the hotel to do for him? In a bank.
Which kind?
A bank.
I heard something from backstage, and I have to say it. It's very funny. Can you believe our
What?
producer thinks the answer is a shower?
How?
How now? Now why they bankrupt because of
Ingo Hotel.
I beg, help me ask her.
Oh, because that's why he went to the hotel. Then when he gets to the
The
hotel,
way it
bankrupt.
became, you
That's
get
nasty.
Then shouted
That's a
bankrupt.
the reason is
nasty thing.
actually. Oh, you get it now.
No, okay. Let's go to the. You push a car.
A man is pushing his car along, and when he gets to the hotel,
You see-
he shouts, "I'm bankrupt." Why?
Why is he shouting in the hotel?
Oh,
But it's actually true. Why is he shouting by a hotel?
And why,
Guys, I
could
think-
they-
I'm bankrupt.
Ashawo saying they bankrupt.
Guys, I really feel like I'm
Ashawo
focusing
make
on
the
the
man.
wrong thing.
Ashawo make am
No,
bankrupt.
but then your shower go dey the hotel now. So what you make him push the car go the hotel?
And now push and
Now push. Everything now push.
No, but actually, it's a very valid question. Why is he? He
Why
says
is he
he's pushing his car along. He
Eh,
gets to the
maybe he
hotel
did
and
that
says,
well.
"Wait, is he playing Monopoly?"
Monopoly.
Yeah.
How?
Wait a minute. Wait, you never played Monopoly
Have
before?
you played Monopoly?
You never played Monopoly. He's playing Monopoly.
That
Oh.
question should have been in for
He's
Monopoly.
pushing his piece.
When
That
you go
is
with
a car
guys and
to
then
the
car
hotel
is
and they
an
got
icon
bankrupt.
and then you pay
So
when
I'm
you
right.
get to the hotel.
Listen, pay me.
But
I swear, this one actually
I should get them.
But this one does not.
Because now for
yeah,
Monopoly fans.
exactly. It's not fair. You never played Monopoly before. It's not fair.
Who cares
But
what's
it's so
fair or not?
valid. Okay, one thing they need to do is put now an shower piece on the Monopoly board. Since we got this whole shower concept, why are you putting the cat to the hotel? So courtesy of Jim Shanty Productions, we are going to have a new shower piece on a Monopoly board. But in light of that, Monopoly is actually also a good game to teach you about money, business, and life, you know. Literally, you have to buy hotels, avoid to pick.
Our producer is a smart
The
one.
producer gets sense, so put Monopoly question
I mean,
in
our
the...
team, you know, but...
It makes sense,
It's
right?
actually our team leader, our HR leader.
Who's the HR leader?
Give credit. It's this one
Just in case,
light
because when we
skin
got
babe.
this thing now, we might not have the opportunity to come back as host. That's why I had to like clarify. You know how?
No. Forget about that thing coming back.
You know how when you win a thing now, you have to say thanks to Beyonce and things
Yes,
like that.
yes,
So
yes, yes.
Oh yeah, you have to thank Beyonce.
we have to thank or else now, in case people don't see me, Hesha.
Okay, no. But
HR.
I agree with all of that. But as we're sitting over here, and the sponsor of this whole show is also thanking Beyonce. Why are you thanking Beyonce? You can fire Beyonce. Fire Beyonce. Tell Beyonce she's doing too much.
Now they always give me mine. Now if I go meet her now, she fire me too.
And we're all done.
They don't show SFX again.
We're co-founders.
They don't show me. They don't show SFX
Okay,
again.
I agree, guys. Let's get the money, business, and life in order so that you can still be a CEO and be able to get fired by your own shows, Beyonce, right? That's the whole concept of money, business, and life. This was amazing. Brought to you by Jum Shanty Productions, sponsored by our one and only, forever bringing to you intellectuals like our doctor over here.
I did not get any question.
Actually, but no, don't worry. We always also have
Another day.
your hosts to always give you the vibe that will still make you feel comfortable. Say, right, doctor?
Right.
Okay. Just give her a pat on the back. Just a little.
Just so you
a
feel
little.
alright.
Don't worry. You still have two jobs. You don't need to get a rid
There's
of.
this thing I just thought about. You know, we always tell you guys about SFX, right? And we tell you what's about. This is the face of, as it is, he's the CEO. So you can always just hit him up, ask him questions on SFX, give him feedbacks and things like that, okay?
We are building free financial services for international students in Turkey and in the Turkish Republic of North Cyprus. So watch out for the SFX Money app. It's going to be a new money experience.
You see the difference between when somebody's trying to say something for somebody and when you hear
when
from the
He says it himself.
That's
She
it.
did a good job when she first said it the first time anyway.
I think.
It doesn't matter.
So guys, there's this, you know, our new culture where we just pop out that random question. Today's random question is very random. Like when I heard it myself, I was like, that's random in person. Please tell them what it is.
Yeah, gonna ask something about personal pronunciation. You feel me?
Very weird
'Cause
situation, no?
there is not everything, you know, like we've all learned English from somewhere. I feel like English is not all of our first language. Maybe it's some people's first language, but for me personally, it's not my first language. So, and even if it is your first language, you can still speak and get stuck on some words. English is not easy. And even if it's your own language and it's a word that you struggle with in your language, we'll always get stuck on something, right? So, what is the word that you get stuck on? That
always
it should
twists your
be.
tongue.
It always twists your
Do you
tongue.
have that word
right?
that always
It
just
should
twists
be
your tongue?
simple, maybe, or maybe it's hard, but you always trip on it, even if you use it every day.
I don't
What's
have to
that
think
word?
so much about this, but God is helping me through it. Encyclopedia.
Girl,
Cycle.
Yeah.
you are a lecturer. How can you not say
But actually, I
encyclopedia?
struggled with it for a while.
Today, I struggle
Encyclopedia.
with it.
Really?
If I have to say it really quickly, then yes. But if I have to say it within a context of a conversation, then no.
Okay, I feel you.
Do you
What's
have that
your
word that just always gives you like?
I can't actually think of something else.
Yeah, if
Hey.
there's one.
Yeah, no, there is definitely, but
It's definitely
I
there.
can't think of.
All of us have
I
one.
couldn't say Ecclesiastes.
What?
You know this. You know
Wait, they
this.
couldn't say what?
I can't.
You can't.
You see this? You see this?
There must be
Wait, no,
one.
hang on.
What did you say again?
What word did you say? Oh wait, yeah, that's a chapter in the Bible, right?
Yes.
It's actually a word on its own.
Yeah, it's a word.
The thing is, I only learnt about that word from the chapter in the Bible, and I also come
where I
from
say it's the right way.
I also come from.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Not that you said it.
that's why I was like, what did you say?
What I have
Ecclesiastes.
figured
I know
is that
say-
a lot of Igbo people from Nigeria.
Yeah, they have.
You are Igbo. You are Igbo.
Ecclesiastes.
You are Igbo. Okay.
Please tell us, how do you pronounce Ecclesiastes?
It's same shit with us.
I don't know. Just say it.
What she just said now,
Ecclesi-
you people will see it as a short. Say it again.
Say it again.
Ecclesiastes.
On that note, I will leave you people here.
I don't know how you pronounce it though. I don't know as
See you
well.
guys on our next
I don't know.
episode. We love you so much. Thank you so much for listening to us, following us, and we want to hear more from you on our comment sections. Like, subscribe, share. Please share. We need you to share.
See you again every single week, 8 p.m. Please tell me how to pronounce Ecclesiastes.
Behind the camera, I will show you.
Don't worry, you know, like
Coming from someone who can
I'm fine. Ecclesiastes. But see you again next week. Bye, everybody.
This reminded me of Teletubbies. You know how they do that last part? Bye.
The three of them.
I swear to God, the way
They
we
fall.
were like,
Then they'll go down.
Oh my
The
God.
thing
wait, yes!
Bro.